systems go. Clear for liftoff.
What is going on, SHIPIT Nation YouTube station? Back with my guy Gyiraszin. Another 12 gamer on the docket. Congrats, goes out first. Off the top to my guy Ham. Big Ham shipping 10 stacks last night in the FanDuel. Scored 245 points, I think. The Bravos finally came through. When is Atlanta ever going to come through? They came through in a big way last night. What's going on, Gyiraszin? Happy Tuesday, brother.
Yeah, saw that. Big Ham. Saw him kicking some ass yesterday. Good for the Big Ham. But, hey, we've all been kicking some ass here at SHIPIT in all the sports. Golf. Man, we're smoking some golf, MMA. So, a lot of good times. But, yeah, hey, can't complain. It's hot as shit around here in the whole country, too. So, definitely, I thought, well, there's got to be some rain somewhere around here with all that hotness we have everywhere. But, man, it looks like we got a pretty clear slate. It looks like it's going to be 100 degrees in Baltimore. Like, man, I wouldn't even go to that damn stadium and sweat my ass off like that, especially for that team. But, yeah, I mean, hey, things are going well. Everything's great. Can't complain over here. But, yeah, let's dial up some winners here and get us some. I mean, hey, we got Sonny Gray on the slate again. I saw that. I start giggling. I'm like, what? People are going to play him? Like, are they serious? Did they not watch his last two starts? Like, okay, that's cool. Let everybody play some Sonny Gray. Because I know we were making fun of him last time when he was chalky. It was just like a week ago. So, hey, we're right back in the same damn boat. But, you know, hey, I don't know about you, Nades. I got my American Eagle jeans today. Did you? I mean, if Sydney Sweeney looks that good in them, like, I might have to go get me a pair. But anyway, I saw everybody's, up in arms about that. I look at Sydney Sweeney wearing a damn potato sack. I wouldn't give a shit what that. Matter of fact, we don't want her to wear nothing, matter of fact.
Right, yeah. I mean, hey, maybe she'll go to a Yankees game with some Phillies fans and have some fun times.
Dude, like, what is happening in this world? Like, who gets finger banged in a stinking game? And then if you saw the video, my man smelled his hand. I was like, bro, you're making it so obvious. Like, what are you doing? Like, holy crap. Like, this is not
the only tickets they can afford are up in the nosebleeds. They figured they were in the clear. Well, guess what? Everybody's got a camera at their fingertips. So, yeah, good times here.
But Jason, you know what? That's the difference between you all and us 90s kids. We didn't have that shit. You would have got away with that in 1990 up in the bleachers. You'd have got away with that because it would have been a folklore. Dude, there was a girl that, it would have been a story nobody would have believed. But everybody's got a damn cell phone camera. I mean, you get caught doing everything these days. But, yeah, that's the difference. Like, us 90s kids, we'd get away with that shit. It's like, hey.
Yeah, it's wild times. Jason Turner's in here. Our guy Little Neck, Lay the House, Michael W, Jake Swales, always tuning in. Appreciate you, Jake. Yeah, like Jake says, for good measures. Got he did the old smell check before they do the extra curricular activities after the old game, right? He's got to make sure everything checks out there. MN Holla's in here. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It helps us out a ton here. Let's jump right in, Gyiraszin. I'm going to pull up the screen share here. Give me a second. Pull up our partners over at SaberSim. I got the dry run here up on the screen. Let me hide these the lineups over here. And I got it sorted by just projected score, right, to kind of get a feel of the slate. And you see pretty much the slate sets up. It's going to be Glasnow, and then one of Luzardo, Verlander, Giolito, Kikuchi is pretty much kind of how the slate steps up, and then it's pretty much the Dodgers, Seattle, and Kansas City is kind of quote-unquote the chalk, if you will, right? Mm-hmm. The route that projections are kind of going on. When we talk pitchers, 8K and above, we'll start. Kikuchi's down there at 8K flat in that game out there against Texas, right? Texas was mega chalk last night. Kachanowicz put together 5 2/3, pretty good. They kind of fell on the flat on their face, right? I think Jock Jams was the highest owned player on the slate at his 2K salary. He went 0 for there, so that was nice to see there. But you got Glasnow. Glasnow is going to be the talking point. quote unquote the chalk of the slate, if you will. But again, 12-game slate, ownership spreads out a ton. What are you doing in this top tier? It's pretty interesting to me because Max Fried is the highest priced guy. He is in that Cracker Jack Park out there, hot and humid across the country, especially out in the East Coast. He's at 10K. Sonny Gray right there. You said we were talking. He's broken. Last start he got just absolutely destroyed. Miami's been hitting the ball as of late. So for me, it's kind of Luzardo and Glasnow is my favorite guys up at the top range for the most part. But break down this top tier. It's crazy to see Quinn Priester at 8,500 as well against the Cubbies here. What are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, we could start at the top. I mean, Max Fried isn't a 10K pitcher, especially against a matchup with Tampa. I mean, the strikeouts isn't there. I just don't see any upside. I mean, he's a good real life pitcher, but we're chasing some strikeouts here. So that's definitely not something, you want to do. It's kind of like yesterday's thought, it just came to my mind where like we had Chase Burns. I was okay to give up 3 or 4 runs. I was good with it because I figured if he has 8 to 10 Ks, like at that price, it was good. He ended up working out well. But and then we moved down to Sonny Gray. Like when you were saying all the stacks, you said the one team I giggle the most about when they're chalky, and that's the Royals. Like, go ahead. Everybody else, you go play the Royals, and I feel the same damn way about Sonny Gray. Go ahead. You all play Sonny Gray. I'm not playing Sonny Gray. Matter of fact, I don't see my ass playing Sonny Gray for a while because, what we talked about last time, he's been on a pitch count. They're being flaky with him. Like, it's just weird. And then his last 2 games, he's given up 14 earned runs in his last 8 innings. I mean, he's been god awful. So, I just have a problem with. He's actually given up 16, but 14 of them were earned. But it's just I'm just going to leave Sonny Gray alone, man. He's going to have to prove quite a bit to me before I even want to go before I even want to even think about going there. But you look at Luzardo. I think Luzardo is the guy that, you look at the White Sox. They've been hot recently, so you can't definitely, think, oh, it's the White Sox automatic matchup against the White Sox or Colorado or the Pittsburghs like we do. But, Luzardo's been pretty good in his last handful of starts. He's had 7 Ks, 3 starts in a row. He did get beat up his last few times, but, his strikeout upside's there. So he's kind of like a Robbie Ray in a sense. If you're telling me Luzardo is going to be chalky, I'm going somewhere else. I'll play Sean Manaea. Like, I don't even think I want to do that. But if Luzardo is going to be in the teens or somewhere around there, maybe 20 at highest, if he's starting to be 25% or higher, I think it's best we probably fade Luzardo. He has given up 10 earned runs in his last 2 starts, but still, he's been decent. I kind of feel like a Robbie Ray scenario kind of for me. Now, Glasnow actually has been looking pretty good here. His last 3 starts, he's coming off. His last time out, he looked real good with those 12 Ks. He had 106 pitches, which he went up from 85, from 88. Now he got up there to 106. It seems like the Dodgers always pull their pitchers kind of earlier. So to see that 106, they got to be feeling good about him coming back. So I'm not worried about any kind of injury concerns anymore with Glasnow. It was a Twins team that he did get the 12 Ks against. So I don't mind looking at somebody like Glasnow. They got that Cincinnati lineup, is about right about average there. Everybody's between about 21, most of the lineup 20% and 25%. You got Benson at 28, it's a little higher. You got 2 bats, Marte and Trevino, if they get in there, they're in the teens. But you got a bunch of guys there in the 20%. So I think Glasnow, we don't like the park, but still, I'm looking for strikeout upside. So I think that's interesting. And then you look at Manaea here. I think Manaea is a guy that we might be able to look at too. He got up to, he's 82 pitches his last time out. So I don't mind Manaea against San Diego here. He's only given up 1 earned run. He's got 3 innings, 4 innings, 5 innings. So he's gone up 65, 69, 82. So, if he can get up there in that 90 pitch range and he can get me 6 to 7 Ks against the San Diego, I think that's a decent pivot. And then you move down, you got Kikuchi. Against a Rangers team, I think Kikuchi's kind of interesting a little bit here because, you look at what you're looking at here with the Rangers. The Rangers do strike out. against lefties. So I don't mind that. I mean, you look at some of these K percentages: Seager 25, Semien 22, Garcia 34, Jung 29% for Langford, Heim 25, Hagosha 23, Duran's 40-some-6%. I mean, it's all that good. I mean, obviously lefties here. Kikuchi's got a 29% K rate, 22.8. But Kikuchi's another guy that it's kind of like the same. I don't want to say the same boat as what we were talking about a little bit earlier here with Luzardo, who's got beat up a little bit. But I think Kikuchi and Luzardo, I think Kikuchi's safer where he won't maybe have the potential to get beat up. He doesn't get beat up as bad as the last two games Luzardo have. I think Luzardo has a little bit more K upside, but I do like the matchup against Texas better for Kikuchi. So I've been like going back and forth in my head, Nades, like which one do I like between the two? And I mean, I do like Kikuchi here in this matchup. I don't like the park. That park's yielded out, we know, the most home runs. But I mean, Lodolo, I don't like in Cincinnati there, a fly ball pitcher against the Dodgers. That would be kind of tough for me to get into that. I think Giolito, is he below 8K? Yeah, he's 78.
Yeah.
So I mean, Lugo, I don't think I'm interested in playing Lugo against the Braves. I think that's more of a kind of a bold type play. I mean, I just don't love it. But I mean, really today, I think pitching's kind of ass backwards, kind of looks ugly. And then what you're seeing other people are going to play, I'm fine with everybody playing that. Like, I hope, Max Fried gets some ownership. I hope Sonny Gray gets some ownership. And if Luzardo is going to get steamed up today, then I don't want Luzardo either. But, I wish I had a better grade. I think earlier today when I was looking at it, I was like, yeah, Luzardo looks pretty good. But more I kind of looked into it before I hopped on the show. It looks like Luzardo's getting steamed up, Nate. I'm just worried about that. I don't like Luzardo at like that extreme chalk. I would rather fade it, especially the way he's been going the last two games. But I guess if you're going to ask me, I'd say, man, I feel best with Kikuchi, to be truthful, out of the top. And then I think I got to go Glass now. I mean, Kikuchi just for me because of the price. But if I'm going to pair two on DK, I think I put Kikuchi and Glass now, and I'm pretty happy with it, is what I think I do. Minaya, I think, is interesting. I wish he was just a little cheaper. There are a couple guys down below that I think are a little bit risky that you might be able to use. But, man, I think for me, I'll just go Glass now and Kikuchi and kind of be good with it. I think I mean, I got some K upside there. I got some K matchup of it with the Rangers. So I think that's where I'm at, Nades.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what you said here. For me, it's Glass now SP1 on the slate, much like everybody else. I think he's pretty good chalk. He should have a long leash. He is one of the pitchers that the Dodgers do let throw there. We know what the Reds are going to break a couple slates a year. The other slates, they're probably going to yield pretty good scores for pitching. They just strike out a ton, especially over the split of the last 30 days. There is some slight concern, right, with the ballpark there, but Yamamoto navigated pretty good yesterday there. I think Glasnow can do much of the same. 90 degrees, wind, not really a factor, more blown in. So it's not like wind howling out or anything like that. So I think Glasnow is my favorite pitcher up top. Kikuchi is right there with him. It's kind of 1A, 1B. So I'm in lockstep with you. Luzardo is a pretty good tournament play, but what I will say with the White Sox is the last 30 days versus left-handed pitching, and I wish I would have kind of paid more attention to this. Yeah, I knew the stats, but I was in on Christopher Sanchez. He kind of bounced back yesterday a little bit, but what I will say with Luzardo, last 30 days, Luzardo has struggled with walks, and you look at the White Sox, they got a 264 ISO against left-handed pitching over the last 30 days and just a 21% K rate. And that's driven by two very high strikeout bats in Sosa and Teal in there. So the rest of them, I mean, Meadroth, 3% strikeout rate, 9% for Quiro, Taylor, 16%, Slater, 12%, Robert, 15%. So they've been murdering left-handed pitching. It is, you saw they got to Sanchez last night a little bit too. So I do have some slight concern with Luzardo, but he is probably the third guy that I would look at up here. And then I don't mind taking a shot on a guy like Seth Lugo. The Braves did their thing last night, but this is a different spot. I mean, they were facing 45-year-old Rich Hill last night. Now they're facing Seth Lugo. You look at him, He's a right-hander. The Braves, 26% K rate over the last 30 days against right-handed pitching. Yeah, they got some power in there, but there's a lot of strikeouts. I think Seth Lugo can do enough, and nobody's going to play him up here. So I wouldn't mind taking a shot on a guy that I know is going to throw over 90 pitches at 8,700. That's going to be sub 5% owned in a slate where you got guys like Luzardo, who's not bulletproof. Glasnow's not even bulletproof. I mean, we talked about Sonny Gray. I have no interest in him. I'm not spending $10K for Max Fried up at the top against the Rays in that park. So for me, I think Seth Lugo would be the fourth guy I would kind of look at here. Don't really have any interest in Quinn Priester, Lodolo. Manaya, I think, is okay, but his pitch count concerns give me some fits. And just the Padres that do not strike out in general. It is a good park for that, but I think I'd rather take a shot on Seth Lugo personally myself than Manaya. So for me, it's Glasnow, Kikuchi, and then a drop-off, Lugo and Luzardo kind of round out the top four I'm looking at up here. Let's drop below 8K. There's definitely some arms you can play. I'll start with kind of the more popular guys. Giolito, going to be 20-25% owned probably. Verlander's going to pick up some ownership for sure. Some other guys that I'm looking at down here, I like Soroka quite a bit at 7,600 in his matchup there. I like him a decent amount. But what do you see below 8K? There's definitely some arms we're going to navigate down here that I think are playable. And I wouldn't even be mad going to Kikuchi and one of these guys down here and just avoiding the top tier and spending up on some of these high-powered offenses. What are you doing in terms of below 8K?
Yeah, I think Soroka right off the bat is a guy that, I was interested in him, and then I'm like, do I like Kikuchi better than Soroka? I mean, to me, I think Kikuchi is, in my opinion, a better play. But you look at this Houston team with Soroka. Soroka is in a pretty good spot. He's, ground ball lean, more side to the right side than not. His K percentage, basically about 25% to both sides. He hasn't really been, he's a low walk guy. He doesn't get hit very hard. And you look at some of these K rates, and we can even look at the last 30 days here against righties. I mean, you got Trammell, should be at the top. He's almost 31%. Tuve, Cartini are low strikeout guys, but Walker almost 30%. Cam Smith, 37%. Shorts, 27%. Diaz and Dubon are low strikeout. But, I mean, you're going to have 4 or 5 guys in this lineup that are almost at 30% strikeout here for Soroka. So, I mean, this Houston lineup is just trash in my opinion. So I don't mind Soroka at all. I think Soroka and Kikuchi are I think Soroka is a decent pivot off what I think might be a little bit more chalky. I still think I like Kikuchi better, but not by much. I mean, I really don't think it's by much at all. So Soroka for me would definitely be somebody I'm looking at. Giolito against these Twins. I mean, Giolito's actually been looking fairly decent coming back. His last few starts, though, he did struggle a little bit here. I mean, he got absolutely smoked by the Phillies. He got smoked by the Cubs. So, maybe we'll give him a little bit of a pass. But, I mean, before that, though, I mean, he had a streak where he had 6K, 7Ks, was looking pretty good, got some quality starts, got a couple wins. So, I think Giolito, if I was playing a handful of teams, I wouldn't leave him out of my pool, but I wouldn't make him a priority. Some of these other guys down here, like, I don't understand the love for Verlander against Pittsburgh. Verlander, we need to dust him off, man. He's done. He's not – that's just another name. If he changed his name and it wasn't, Justin Verlander, we might even be talking about going up against some Pirates here. I mean, I get it. The Pirates don't really have any – power or anything there that we're really too worried about. The park isn't all that great, obviously, out there in San Francisco. But, man, Verlander, I mean, I just hone against him. He's at 18% strikeout rate, both sides of the plate. He's been walking more lefties than not. I mean, you got Horowitz, Brian Reynolds, and O'Neal Cruz. Obviously, the better side of lefties for Pittsburgh. I mean, Woba's been up at 359 against lefties for Verlander. His fly ball percentage has been high, 34% to left, 31% to the right side. I just can't get on board with a guy like that. I don't care if it's Pittsburgh or not. I'm not interested. And then, Sandy Alcantara, I don't know. I can't do that either. Even though, he did. Damn, he went 70. I remember he had a pretty good start last time out. But, 4Ks, there just really isn't too much of a strikeout upside. I don't know. I just really don't see much down here below, Nades, that really even gets me excited. I don't. I've liked Patrick Corbin in the right spots, but I don't know if this is a spot that I'm willing to take a chance on Patrick Corbin. But I will say, this is a slate for me. There's no pitcher that I feel like is going to burn me. Like, you got to have him. I don't think there's that guy today. So for me, I'm comfortable building my bats, figuring out what I got left, and let's make it work. There's a few guys you can make it work with today. I think you just need to avoid the landmines in pitching. I don't think there's too much upside in pitching here today, Nate. So I don't love anything, to be honest with you. I feel more strongly about not playing some of the guys that are being talked about playing than I actually like playing. So, yeah, I think it's kind of one of them just shitty kind of pitching slates. And like I said, like Glasnow and a Kikuchi, are guys that in Soroka, like, I just like the matchups. I like where they're at. Well, those are probably the three I feel the best about of the whole slate. But other than that, I just think you're kind of you can make arguments against anybody else and have a very good argument. I just think I like those three, especially for the strikeout upside I'm looking at.
Yeah, so my pitching pool would look something like this. Below 8K, I'm really looking at Soroka is my favorite arm. He's probably my third favorite arm on the entire slate behind Glasnow and Kikuchi. I do have interest in Patrick Corbin at 7,700 there. There is a lot of strikeouts in that Angels lineup. Corbin's been different this year. Everyone's at the start of the year, myself included, just blindly stacked against Patrick Corbin. This dude, I wish he was going to see more lefties because he does strike out a ton of lefties. Over this year and last year, 18% K rate to righties. We know what Patrick Corbin is, but it's just the thing, the strikeout rate for these Angels for me. So he is probably my least favorite of the bunch down here. And then Giolito. So I think Giolito and Corbin are pretty similar for me. Giolito has a longer leash. You look at the matchup he's got here against these Twins in Target Field. You want the lefties. You want him to see a bunch of lefties, and he's going to. He's got a 24% K rate against lefties. He's going to see, at least in the projected lineup, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lefties, 5 lefties, 4 righties. So I think Giolito is definitely a good play for sure. Realistically, my pitching pool is Glasnow, Kikuchi, Soroka are the 3 I like. Tournament option in Lugo. I think at low ownership, nobody's really going to play. And then Luzardo, Giolito, and Corbin. I think you can't go wrong. This is kind of what I would look like for MME. Single entry 3 max, I'd really stick to Glasnow, Kikuchi, and Soroka. Is kind of where I'm leaning in on. It's just, I think this is more of a bats slate first. Personally, myself, Gyiraszin, we always talk about that. Are you starting with pitching? Are you starting with bats? Sure. It feels great to put Glasnow in there, but if I'm stuck with Kikuchi and Soroka, or Soroka and Giolito, Kikuchi, combination of those to make bats work, I think I'm more willing to do that. It's not a slate like last night, right, where we have 5 guys over 10K that are all playable, and you saw how that worked out, right? You pretty much needed Framber, and then you needed the Braves, the Braves hitters, and whoever else worked out after that. Realistically, it's not the same slate here tonight. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. Luzardo, Glasnow, Kikuchi, Soroka, Giolito are kind of the main guys I'm looking at, with tournament options in Corbin and Lugo. Let's jump over and share the stone here. Let me refresh it, just make sure we got all the lineups in here. I see Cam the Man asking about Joe Boyle in the chat. Not for me, even with no Stanton and Judge. The Yankees just don't strike out. Regardless, Joe Boyle is just not a huge strikeout arm. He's league average at best. There's just too much power to play Joe Boyle, in my opinion. In this matchup, he's a fly ball guy anyways, in that small ballpark. And the entire Yankees lineup, even the confirmed lineup, as a team, have a 33% fly ball rate as hitters. That's really, really good. The only guy that really hits the ball on the ground for the most part is Goldschmidt and Dominguez. The rest of them all all hit the ball in the air. So I can't do Joe Boyle. I'm out on that. I'd rather take a shot on a guy like Patrick Corbin.
Very low pitch count for Boyle too. Like he's only gone 39 pitches, 20. He's basically like a long opener. He might go through the lineup maybe once, and that's it. He's going to be out.
The Rays have a really, really good bullpen too. So they're more willing to lean on that. So yeah, I'm out on Boyle there. Let's jump over and talk about the first game. Is right on tap here. The Rays and the Yankees. What weather in this one? Really good weather. Some of the best on the slate for home run upside here. 95 degrees, 93 degrees. Going to be in the 90s pretty much the entire duration, and about 7 miles an hour or so, blowing straight out to that short porch in right field. 314 down the line over there. Talked about Joe Boyle being a fly ball guy. You have to have some interest in these Yankees here. The only slight downgrade is that Rays bullpen behind Joe Boyle there. Any interest in the Rays and the Yankees here? I know we were both kind of out on Max Fried. What's your take in this one? Really good hitting environment.
Yeah, definitely like that. I mean, I have the Yankees. I'll put the Yankees in my top 3 for stacks. I mean, especially the lefties there: Jazz, Grisham, Rice, Cody, Dominguez. I'd prioritize there. I mean, obviously you're going to pay up for Judge, but I mean, you look at Boyle, whatever you want to call him. I mean, you look at it, his numbers here. I mean, he's like you said, better right hand. It strikes out righties at a 30% clip, 21% clip to lefties. His WOBA's higher to lefties. He's got a high fly ball percentage, 36%. So, I mean, with that weather, in that park, short porch, I just think that, I don't know. I think it's too much for Boyle. I don't care if there's no Aaron Judge. Yeah, there is no Aaron Judge. So I don't care if they're not in there or not. I mean, they're going to prioritize lefties. Now, I will say there's going to be some pinch hit risk. As you mentioned, that bullpen. We only expect Boyle to probably go maybe one time through the lineup. So, I mean, you're looking at guys like, potentially like Ben Rice could easily get pinch hit for, So I think, if I'm looking at the guys here who I'd be probably most afraid of getting pinch hit for, it would probably be Ben Rice and probably Dominguez that I'd be concerned about. Maybe even Grisham, just depending on the situation and where the at-bats fall. If they wanted to have a righty come in, depends when they bring somebody else through. So, I think the Yankees, it's kind of hard for me to say they're my favorite stack. I really like the position they're in here. I like the park that they're in, especially with the lefties having the fly ball advantage they have here. So, yeah, I think for me, Yankees are going to be one of my favorites.
Yeah, I really don't think there's much pinch hit concern, to be honest. The Yankees just really don't pinch hit much like the Twins would or some of these other teams. I mean, sure, you might have some small percentage point, but I give it less than 10%, to be honest, realistically, in my opinion here, of a pinch hit concern. The only issue is like I talked about, the Rays bullpen, you want lefties against Joe Boyle, and that's what you get. I mean, Joe Boyle's going to face 7 of these lefties. So the Yankees could definitely jump on Boyle early. I'd be willing to bet the Rays are going to use some of their lefty relievers coming out of here, personally, myself. But still, I mean, some of these guys can hit lefties. The pinch hit's really not there. The weather's great. Wind's blowing out there. Ownership's held in check. All things point to the Yankees being one of my favorite stacks as well. I did pull the usage on the bullpen for the Rays. They're pretty rested. They did throw 3 arms yesterday. Fairbanks, Yoshida, and Clevenger all threw yesterday. And then Montgomery, Engler, and Seymour threw on Sunday. So they are fairly rested. But I still like the Yankees as one of my favorite stacks on the board. I didn't really like paying $10K for Max Fried here with his strikeout upside. But for me, it's just I don't really want to stack against him either. Yankees have a pretty good bullpen in general behind him. It's Yankees or pass realistically for me in this spot, and definitely one of the better stacks in my opinion on the slate. Heading to Great American Small Park here, Lodolo, Dodgers coming to town. Dodgers should have a better lineup than they threw out last night against Chase Burns. I was in on Chase Burns last night. I played him in one of my teams. That was nice at 7,500 just with the strikeout upside that he has. That was way too cheap. this is a different matchup here for these Dodgers. The Dodgers have been cold. We know it's a great place to hit here. Good weather, hot and humid in this small ballpark. The Reds bullpen is not very good either behind Lodolo. We know Lodolo can definitely strike guys out, but when he gets hit for some fly balls, and the Dodgers do have pretty much their main lineup for the most part in there. There's some pinch hit concerns with guys like Miguel Rojas, Esteury Ruiz probably in there, but the rest of them should all be pretty good. Pages, Will Smith, Teo Hernandez, all murder left-handed pitching. Are you going back to the Dodgers here tonight? They are going to be pretty popular. One of the more owned stacks on the board, as you can see there by the projected ownership. What's your take here? Any Reds, any Dodgers for you?
Yeah, I mean, the Dodgers have the most home runs in baseball against left-handed pitching. They're also number 3 in OPS behind the Yankees, and probably hardly anybody would guess who the second team is, which is actually the Astros. But so, you know, the Dodgers for me, I just kind of lost trust in the Dodgers, right? Like, I just feel like the Dodgers haven't done me many favors. My boy's Mookie, man. Everybody knows I like some Mookie, but damn, Mookie's broke. I mean, he's got a flat tire or something. My man here has not been the same. Yeah, I mean, he's the one that stirs that drink over there. I mean, yeah, you got Shohei, but I mean, if I'm looking at, you know, what I like, you know, some of these guys here that I'm looking at, I mean, with Lodolo being a fly ball pitcher, I mean, the Dodgers do have a lot of fly ball bats in that lineup. Will Smith is always up in the top of MLB as far as a fly ball hitter, as far as percentage goes. So if I'm looking at a guy, I think Will Smith would be a guy that I'd like as a one-off. You get a catcher spot. I think he's somebody I could look at. And then you got Teoscar Hernandez is at 44% fly ball rate, even Mookie at 39%. So, you know, and that's the last 30 days actually too. I mean, so far this season, Will Smith 41% on the season. So I mean, there is some fly balls. Paje 35% in the season. Teoscar 36. So Nades, I think there's some fly balls to be here. We like the hitting weather. Lodolo, he's going to throw strikes. We know that. He's going to strike out some guys. The strikeout percentage has been a little higher the last 30 days over the season. But, I mean, his hard hit rate, his barrel percentage has been actually up, especially the lefties. He's been getting kind of a reverse splitsy a little bit. 11.5% the last 30 days have barreled him up. You know, Freddie Freeman isn't too bad against lefties over his career. We know Ohtani's been on a hell of a streak too. So I guess, you know, I don't really particularly love the Dodgers. I'm not going to say they're in my top 3 stack today. I do see the reason why. I guess I just not a high in them as personally, just because they've kind of zinged me a few times here recent times. But if I was just anybody, I think for me, it would definitely be Will Smith would be the dude that I think I'd like the most.
Yeah, you'd be shocked if I told you the Dodgers are bottom 5 in the MLB in OPS over the last 30 days against left-handed pitching.
Think about how good they were at hitting then. If that's the case, you know.
Yeah. So I mean, I will say this team is ice cold right now. They are going to get ownership. They are fairly expensive. I think mini stacks are fine. I like guys like Teo Hernandez, Pages. I think in the heart of that lineup are 2 of my favorite bats there. Freddie Freeman's fine, lefty, but they're not one of my favorite stacks here tonight. They are going to get ownership. Lodolo, actually, if you look at Lodolo over the last 30 days, he's been actually pretty damn good. 25% K rate, doesn't really walk anybody, not really allowing a ton of power, 133 ISO. You obviously are going to get the fly ball as always, but I mean, Will Smith, Teo, Pages are kind of my main guys that I look at there. I don't really want to 5-man stack the Dodgers here tonight. I mean, they've just been absolutely miserable against left-handed pitching. Bottom 5 in baseball over the last 30 days against left-handed pitching there. And then on the red side of things, I'm not playing any Reds against Glasnow. Glasnow is probably my favorite pitcher on the slate. So for me, kind of under on this game in general. More mini stacks on the Dodgers side, if anything. Takes us to the next game. You needed the Braves last night. This is a different matchup, though. Braves did do a lot of late inning damage there. I think the 7th inning, they scored a 5-spot or a 4-spot on the back of Austin Riley. Bases clearing, double to the gap. I mean, are you going back to the Braves here tonight? Definitely a different matchup against Seth Lugo. You got Fetty Wap on the hill for the Braves. Royals, I mean, it's just not enticing to play the Royals, but I will say Salvi's been hitting the ball. Randall Grichuk finally got a home run in a Royals uniform last night. Vinny P. I mean, some of the heart of the Royals lineup, I mean, they rank pretty good in the hitter rankings. I mean, 1 through 6, they're okay. What are you doing here in this one in Kauffman Stadium here? One of the higher totals on the slate.
Yeah, you talk about the totals. 9 of the 12 games, or 6 of the 12 games are at 9 or higher, and the highest being the A's game at 10.5. So I mean, half the games we got 9 or higher. So this is one of them. The Dodgers were the other. But this one for me, man, I just can't go against Seth Lugo. I mean, I don't care what the Braves did last night. Seth Lugo has only given up more than 2 earned runs his last 9 starts, only one time. And that was just 2 starts ago, and it was against Miami of all teams. So, I'm just not interested. I mean, last time out, Lugo went 6 innings, gave 2 earned runs up to the Cubs, and had 6 Ks. So, Lugo's just not a guy I really see kind of getting beat up here. So I'm going to be out on them, and we all know how I feel about the Royals. Eric Fetty sucks. I mean, he don't strike anybody out. He's walking more guys than he needs to be, especially lefties. He's been getting beat up by here in recent times. His fly ball percentage is higher than it should be. He's normally been more of a ground ball guy in the past. So, he's getting barreled up at an unbelievable rate, 18% against lefties here recent times. But I'm not really worried about any level. I mean, maybe Vinny. What are we looking at after that? Melendez, Isabel, Rave. I mean, no, I don't. No, there's just not enough power there in that Royals lineup. I don't give a shit. You double, single to death. That ain't gonna get you anywhere in DFS. So, yeah, I was looking, Nades. I saw the Braves. I think Ham had Braves and then like Twins in one, and they only scored 4 runs, but they hit like 3 homers. I mean, it's better you need the homers. So, yeah, I think I'd be out on the Braves. Lugo's just too good.
Yeah, I'm out on the Braves, but I do have interest here I mean, I will say with the Braves, you can definitely play Ronald Acuna, but you are going to pay a price point for him. If you want to target anyone, you're mainly looking at the lefties in general against Lugo. Again, I had interest in Lugo in tournaments. I just don't think anybody's going to play him. Everybody saw what the Braves did. So naturally what happens in DFS, right? People see the Braves. They got burned by the Braves all year last night. The people that missed out on them, I mean, there was really only Austin Riley was mainly the chalk guy just due to position eligibility and his price. I mean, Acuna was 13%. I mean, the rest of the Braves really weren't that popular. So for me, it's just a case where I'm more in on Lugo. I am in on the Royals side of things, though, here. I mean, you look at Fetty over the last 30 days, 8% walk rate, or 8.5% K rate, 11% walk rate, an ISO of 323 to both sides of the plate, fly ball rate approaching 30%. I mean, you look at KC over the last 30 days, Salvi, murder in the baseball. John Rave, murder in the baseball. Bobby Witt, murder in the baseball. Bobby Witt hit a couple doubles last night. Vinny P, Garcia, even Freddie Furman looks pretty solid. The guys I have the least amount of interest in is Isbel Frazier, Jonathan India. But I mean, in stacks, fine. I really like 1 through 6 for this Royals team. Again, outside of India, so really 2 through 6, I think is really good. I'd include John Rave in there. Freddie Furman as well at 2,400. I do have interest in the Royals here. Braves bullpen, kind of middle of the road overall in terms of their usage over the last 3 days. They threw 5 bullpen arms yesterday, so pretty taxed in general. I definitely have interest in the Royals. I don't say that very often. They're really not going to be that popular. 12-game slate. I mean, Garcia is going to get some ownership. Jonathan India, just due to his salary, his lineup position, and the position eligibility. That's why I kind of have the least amount of interest in him. I'd rather play Bobby Witt, Vinny P, Garcia, Perez, Grichuk, John Rave, those guys. But I definitely have interest in the Royals. One of my top stacks on the board. I am going in on them. It's 97 degrees in Kauffman Stadium, so wind blown out. We talked about that big outfield. It is the biggest outfield in baseball, right there with Coors Field. You don't need, you don't need home runs all the time. I mean, so I'll take my chances here. I know you hate the Royals. I'm in on the Royals tonight, so we'll see what wins out here. Next game on the slate, Griffin Jack's on the hill for the Twins. Red Sox coming to town. Giolito, we talked about Giolito in terms of the pitching. Any interest in bats here in Target Field up in Minnesota?
No, I was just seeing his Oil starting for is he still starting for the Twins? Here.
Who?
Oil. Yeah, OHL. That's the starter for the Twins. I was just
it's gonna be a bullpen. Yeah, it's gonna be a bullpen game.
They brought him up in the minors. I think he's only gonna, go a couple innings, and then they're gonna yank him on. That Twin bullpen isn't very good. So, I guess I'd have a little bit of interest in the Red Sox, just because I can go after that bullpen. It's just not anything that really stands out to me, though. I don't love either side. We do have a game total of 9. If you wanted to go, I'm not interested at this point in attacking Giolito, even though he has got beat up here. As I mentioned earlier, I think, I forgot the number now. Yeah, he's given up 9 earned runs in his last 9 innings, 5 homers. His last start, Giolito gave up 4 home runs. So, you look at his fly ball percentage a little higher to the left side. The barrel percentage, he's been getting barreled up quite a bit here in the last 30 days too. 12% overall in the season, almost 13% to the left side. So Larnach, Clemens, Wallner, I think Castro are all decent. So, I don't mind the Twins. I just don't have it ranked up all that high. I don't mind really either side of this game, to be truthful. Vegas likes it for a reason. They have the 9 total. So, I don't mind it here. I think that I'd rather prefer the Twin side and go with some lefties, and then try to get with that, go after that bullpen there later in the game, as we're probably going to see 6 innings of a bullpen, I would assume. So, yeah, I think this one's interesting. It's just not, it's a little bit off the radar, but I think it does have some potential.
Yeah, Ola's probably at most going to throw 4 innings. I'm just looking at his fan graphs here. AAA, 4 innings, 4 innings, 2 innings, 3 innings, 3 innings. 2 1/3, 4 innings. So, 4 innings is pretty much his ceiling. Has only given up 2 home runs in AAA in his last 7 starts. So, bullpen games I just never love. Roman Anthony is a certified stud. You can definitely play him. Duran. I just don't have much interest personally myself in the Red Sox side of things. I'd have more interest in the Twins. The reason being is Giolito is going to be one of the more popular owned pitchers on this slate, and the Twins do have a lot of power. Guys like Larnach, guys like Cody Clemens, who I always love, has a ton of power, first base and second base eligible at a nice price point. Matt Wallner, some of those guys. I think this is a good game for mini stacks and fillers. I don't think I'm going to go in 5-man stack either of these teams with some of these other teams and games on the slate, but as fillers and position eligibility, the Twins do have some nice pieces. Royce Lewis is finally hitting the baseball right now. He's still cheap at 3,200. So you get some nice filler spots, especially in the infield positions for the Twins, which I do like for roster construction wise. Next game, Cubs and the Brewers. Quinn Priester on the mound. Colin Ray revenge season. The roof is going to be open in Milwaukee here tonight. It is humid as balls outside in Wisconsin here. I don't know what it's going to do, but this game yielded a bunch of runs last night. It's going to be in the 80s here. Some slight wind blowing out. Wind doesn't really affect this stadium a ton, but it is overall above average place to hit in general. Any interest going back to the Brewers here? The Cubs bullpen has been ass cheeks. They got tagged up a little bit last night. Any Cubs interest against Quinn Priester? Decent game here, in my opinion, for some lower owned leverage plays. You're on mute, Donkey.
If I'd stop talking, I wouldn't be on mute, damn it. Maybe I need a safety meeting.
You stop the safety meetings, you wouldn't have to go on mute.
All right. So Colin Ray, he got beat up his last time out. Hell, the Brewers are the best damn team in baseball last time I checked. So, but, he did give up 3 home runs his last time out. But before that, all the rest of the year, he's been good. The only other time he was bad was a little bit earlier in the season against Seattle. He gave up 4 bombs. So, when he's shit, but he's been pretty good almost 90% of the time. So it's, I just feel it's kind of risky, but if I would go anything, Yelich obviously is in play. I don't mind him. You could look at, Maybe look at somebody like Contreras, Andrew Vaughn. I mean, I don't mind the power, but I don't know if I can pick on Ray here. It just scares me. I think there's just better spots.
Yeah, I do have some interest here in the Brewers, mainly the lefties. I mean, you look at Colin Ray over the last 30 days, it's blood red against lefties, and then righties, he just doesn't strike out. Jackson Chourio is one of the hottest hitters in baseball. I think he's going for he's trying to. It was 18 last I looked for hitting streak. Andrew Vaughn hit another home run last night. This dude has come over to Milwaukee and been a beast there. So I mean, that was a great trade for us shipping away that donkey there that we threw over to White Sox and took a guy that we can actually use. So I do have the Brewers interest more as mini stacks and fillers, but I think they're a good leverage stack in general. Nobody's really going to play them. Frelick hit a bomb last night. Yelich hit a bomb last night. You want the lefties in particular, mainly fly ball guys as well. So Frelick, Vaughn, Chourio, Yelich are kind of the main four that I'm looking at. But I do have interest here. Colin Ray is just absolutely abysmal against left-handed hitters, and Brewers do have some pretty good ones. Isaac Collins, a good value too at 3,200. Switch hitter, outfield, has some stolen base upside. We know the Brewers are well run when they do get some. And then on the other side of things, I mean, nobody's going to play this Cubs team in general. We know the power that they display. Quinn Priester has been really, really, really good over the last month, especially against lefties. 28% K rate. Doesn't really walk anybody, a ground ball pitcher in general. So there is some slight concern, but the entire Cubs roster hits the ball in the air. So there is some upside here. I think I prefer the Brewers side more just due to their salaries because the Cubs guys you want to play are all 5,700, 6K, 5,100, 4,900. It is expensive. But again, Gyiraszin, we talked about a pitching slate that's not very loaded, and there's cheap arms. The Cubs are all going to be very, very low owned, full 90 at bats. I do say the Brewers pen has been really, really good since they got kind of absolutely mangled to start the year. They've been one of the top 5 bullpens in baseball over the last month in general. So there's some concern there. But I do think it is a decent spot for some fillers, mainly on the Brewers side of things, personally. Heading out to Chicago, Phillies definitely laid an egg last night as one of the more popular stacks of the night. I got burned by them. It's another good spot for them to hit here tonight. Hot and humid in Chicago. Not as hot as the East Coast, but still in the 80s. And now they face Jonathan Cannon and the bad White Sox bullpen behind him. Phillies didn't do it last night. Are they going to do it here tonight? Any interest in this one? And then talked about the White Sox. The White Sox actually lead all of baseball in OPS over the last 30 days against left-handed pitching. It's them and the Orioles up top in terms of OPS versus left-handed pitching. Luzardo, good arm in general, but the Phillies pen not good behind him as well. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I like the Phillies. I got the Phillies ranked up pretty high. I mean, Cannon's just going to be getting beat up by both sides of the plate. His walk percentage is been up here the last 30 days, almost at 10%. His WOBA 396 to the lefties. This is the wrong team to be giving up lefty power to, especially when you got Schwarber and Harper and Marsh and Kepler. I mean, they definitely can bring the power bats. You look here too. He does have Cannon does have a little bit of a ground ball lean. The both sides have played right around 40-some%. But, I mean, the Phillies have some fly ball hitters in their lineup. You got Schwarber, 35, Harper, 31.5, Castellanos, 31.5, Kepler, 36, Stotts even at 30, Marsh, 20, Kemp, 26. So, to me, I mean, we know we like to pick on the White Sox bullpen. I think I got Philly ranked up there, along with the Yankees. They're one of my favorite bunch here. I got 4 of them, I think, that stand out. They're one of my top 4. But yeah, give me some of these lefties in this Phillies team.
Yeah, I will say I have interest in the Phillies. I am slightly concerned though. But what I will say is you look at the White Sox bullpen, 25 pitches, 32 pitches, 34, 36, 36, 44 is what their bullpen arms look like the last 3 days. Yesterday they used 3 arms. Sunday they used 4. Saturday they used 5. They got tagged up pretty good over the weekend. Yeah, I mean, one of these times it's going to go south. It's overall not a very good bullpen in general, and they're beat up against a team like the Phillies, which is a very dangerous roster. I think this is a good bounce back spot for the Phillies, a little flop leg action. I think they're interesting, and I definitely like them. I'm a little worried, number one, on their ownership. Number two, as finding 5 hitters that I really like. I think Stott, Harper, and Schwarber, 9-2-3, is a good wraparound. Stott's been murdering right-handed pitching over the last month. So is Harper, so is Schwarber. They all hit the ball in the air. Kepler is right up there. So if you want to, I would look more at the wraparound stack, in my opinion. I like Kepler, Stott, Schwarber, Harper, and then add one of Casty, who's been on fire as of late. Throw in Banner Marsh if you want to in there. But I prefer it more as a mini stack. I think Schwarber and Harper is a really, really good 2-man if you can afford it. Maybe with a team like we talked about, like the Royals, right? Maybe you 5-man stack the Royals, add in a Schwarber and a Harper, and get a little different that way or something. But Philly's definitely a good spot. White Sox bullpen really, really taxed. And I don't even think it's crazy to play some of these White Sox. It's not even chasing. I mean, over the last month, they have murdered left-handed pitching. I talk about the ISOs over the last 30 days, right? Against left-handed pitching, Robert, 500. Slater, 458. Michael Taylor, 438. Kiro, 316. Vargas, 261. Meadroth, 240. Montgomery, 167. I mean, that's 7 of the 9 hitters. 6 of the 9 hitters that are almost 250 or above in terms of ISO. Strikeout rates all below 15% over that span. White Sox, one of the hottest teams in baseball against left-handed pitching. We saw it last night. I think there could be a case to see it again here tonight. People might think it's chasing. Nobody's going to play them. They're all free. Mini stacks, I think, are very, very firmly in play. I mean, Montgomery's 2,400, third base shortstop eligible. Robert, 3,500 for a ton of power upside there. I mean, Meadroth just never strikes out. I think there's upside here, personally, on the White Sox. And you talk about like I said, the Phillies bullpen is not good either behind Luzardo. Luzardo got tagged up recently as well. I think there's some upside here in this game. I think you could see fireworks in this one here in Chicago.
Yeah, and you're going to get some leverage too, Nades. I mean, because I think Luzardo is getting steamed up a little bit here today on the pitching side. So
I think
that's a good leverage spot.
Luzardo is going to be the pivot up at the top tier that people are thinking is going to be the sneaky pivot that ends up being higher owned. You saw it with Sanchez last night. Sanchez was projected to be right around 10%. He came in at almost 20% in some of the higher stakes single entry stuff. I think Luzardo fits more of that build. And again, I mean, it is the White Sox, but the White Sox are not like the Rockies, right? The White Sox have a bunch of shitbags that are all young that are trying to play their way into big contracts and get paid, right? Get their way out of Chicago. It's not the same case like with a Rockies team, right? The White Sox are young. These kids are young. They want it. They're out there giving 110% effort to get a big fat payday and get a big contract and go to a contender and go to a team that needs to fill holes in their lineup. So it's a different case scenario. I talked way too much on the White Sox. They're probably going to get shut out here tonight, but I'm a numbers guy in baseball, and I follow streaky teams, and they lead all of baseball in OPS against left-handed pitching over the last 30 days. Next game on the slate, Marlins and the Cardinals. Talk about a game I don't have much interest in. It's this one. I don't really like Sonny Gray. 9,700 is too much for him. I think he's broken. Marlins have been pretty hot. I think you could pull some of these guys in the heart of the lineup. Sanchez, Ramirez, Stowers, Lopez. Stowers did get scratched last night. He should be back there tonight. I like the 4 hitters that I just mentioned for the Marlins. And then on the Cardinals side, I mean, not really any interest myself. Sure, you could play a Burleson, a Brendan Donovan, but not too much interest myself in the Cardinals side of things. I'd have more interest in picking some of these minis guys off, like a Sanchez, a Ramirez, Stowers, Lopez, picking 2 of them, adding it to a 5-2-1 type build, something like that. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I mean, Contreras has been hitting the ball pretty well for St. Louis. Other than that, I'm not interested in playing any bats really too heavy in a game at 7.5 when we got half the games in a 12-game slate over 9. So, yeah, we can just move on right on by.
Move right on by to another one, Nationals and the Astros. No interest for me on the Astros side of things. Soroka, one of my top 3 pitchers on the slate. However, on the Nats side of things, they're going to get a bad righty here, and the Nats are built to smash right-handed pitching. I think the top of this lineup is pretty interesting. Abrams, Wood, Garcia, Bell, Lowe. Brady House has been cheap. He's got some power there. Lyle at 2,900. I mean, this team is absolutely free. Astros do have a good bullpen behind this cat. That's probably going to go 3 innings at most. What's your take here? Any Nats interest? More mini stacks interest for me with some of these power bats, guys like Abrams and Wood, who also have stolen base upside. What's your take here in Houston?
Yeah, I mean, Houston's bullpen's pretty good, and this Alexander kid does not seem to be all that good. He hasn't been striking anybody out. His strikeout percentages are super low. He's been walking an astronomical amount of lefties here. His Woba's at 438 to the left side. So, I mean, this team here, as you mentioned, they're built here to smash righties. I mean, the barrel percentage for Alexander is at 11%. On the season here. So, I mean, you got Abrams, Wood, Garcia, Lau. I mean, they're going to throw a handful of pretty good lefties at the top of that lineup. So I think I'm in the camp here. I'll call the Nats a sneaky kind of stack here today. They're not really being talked about. They don't grade out that well in anything, but I definitely like these lefties. I mean, they got some stolen base. Abrams, they might steal some bags. I mean, Wood is, one of the best young players in baseball. So I don't mind it at all, actually. I think it's not too bad of a play here. If I'm playing a handful of teams, I think I would go that route. I mean, it just depends what kind of how long Alexander's going to be in there. That Houston bullpen is pretty good. But you might get to him here in the first time around. You might get to him. So I don't mind this one at all. It's just not one of my favorites. But I'll put it on my sneaky radar.
Yeah, Lord, he is worse in terms of strikeout rate against righties, but against lefties, I mean, the dude allows a 302 ISO, ground ball rate of 33%. His strikeout rate's 4 percentage points better against left-handed hitters, but it's still 15.7%, well below league average. I mean, you look at the current year, 51 plate appearances against left-handed hitters, a walk rate of 14%, a K rate of 16%, ISO 302. I mean, you got Josh Bell, Abrams, Lyle. They all murder Lowe, Garcia, James Wood. They all murder right-handed pitching. I prefer it more as a mini stack just because, like I said, that Houston Astros bullpen is good, but nobody's going to play these Nats. And I think there's some upside. Josh Bell, I think, is a really interesting play as well at 3,100 there. He's had a pretty hell of a season in general. Next game, we're getting to the night slate, the last 4 games of the slate out west. Rangers heading into Anaheim to face Kikuchi. No interest for me in the Ranger side of things. Patrick Corbin, I mean, people love to stack against them. I mean, Angels hit some bombs off of DeGrom last night. I think you could home run hunt in this game against Patrick Corbin. I'm not stacking up the Angels, but, I mean, playing a Mike Trout, that's sub 5K. Taylor Ward, who just keeps murdering home runs, 4,600. Joe Adele. Travis D'Arnaud, if he's in there at a catcher position at 3,100 with the power he can have. We know this park yields home runs in general. Corbin can give up the long ball. Kikuchi can give up the long ball to some righties. So home run hunting here, I don't think is the worst take. Prefer it more on the Angel side of things. Where are you going here?
Yeah, I like the Angel side as the righties against Mr. Corbin, but I mean, I just don't love it. I'm not ready to full stack it. I mean, I'd probably put him in my top 10 stacks here today, but I just don't have it, ranked too high. Like I said, I got 4 of them that I'm basically looking at. But I mean, they got some power. The park that yields up the most home runs. I don't mind like Ohapi, Odell. I think Neto. I mean, they can fill some positions for you as decent one-offs. I think I'd prefer them kind of more of minis or one-offs.
Yeah, I'm in lockstep there. Home run hunting. Next game on the slate: Manaya, San Diego, Burgard on the Hill, Mets. Think you could play some of these Mets, but I just don't love this game. I hate this ballpark in general for offense. More sure if you want to take a chance on some of these guys in the night slate, I think it's fine. In Alvarez, Mauricio, little mini stack if you need salary at 3,100, 2,700. They've been hitting the ball pretty good, especially as of late. Mini stacks on the Mets side of things. I don't love this game for bats. There's a lot of other good spots on the slate that I'm keying in on. This is one that I don't have much interest in, more so on the night slate, I think, with 20K up top. If you want to take some chances at some of these stacks, I think that's the place to do it rather than the main slate. What's your take here?
Yeah, I don't like playing games that start at 9:40 in San Diego. It's 640 out there. They get that marine layer. Air gets thicker. It's just not a good place for DFS land. So I'm gonna pass. Like I said, you mentioned Manaea. I'll respect him there a little bit here to not to worry too much about any of these Padres. As far as the Mets go, I mean, you could always play somebody like Soto, Nimmo, somebody like that, but I just don't love it. It ain't even into my top 10.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Let's jump to the next game. Another game, we're not going to have much interest. Bailey Falter, Verlander. I didn't have any interest personally myself in Verlander, the corpse that he is. Pirates hit some home runs last night, got some runs. Andrew McCutchen, cheap, 3,400. But again, I'm not playing bats in San Fran in this ballpark when it's going to be 60 degrees. When out east, it's going to be 100. So any take here?
Yeah, I mean, just Adames has been hitting the shit out of the baseball here in recent times. So is Matt Chapman. I mean, but other than that, I don't like the park. I just don't. I think today is so hot and everything. I was like, there's no need to worry about some of these West Coast games as we were kind of in the middle of the season. Now they almost become, it's just not as warm. Like they're 80-degree weather out there in San Francisco and San Diego at the beginning of the year. It looked pretty good. Now it's like, man, we're 20 degrees warmer in Baltimore. It's 100 degrees there. So, yeah, I'm not going there. But as I mentioned, Adames has been swinging a really hot bat.
Yeah, I mean, I think Adames Chapman mini stack is definitely nice. It's cheap. Nobody's going to have it. You look at Bailey Falter over the last 30 days against righties, 17% K rate, ISO of 349, fly ball rate over 42%. Adames, 474 ISO over the last month against left-handed pitching. Matt Chapman, tons of power as well against lefties. So I think those two. Add in Ramos if you want to as well. 3,800, 4,300, 3,900. Those are some pretty good price points there. I think they're fine. Let's get to a game I am going to have interest in. Highest total on the slate. It's really, really good spot here, in my opinion. I have a lot of interest on the A's side of this one against Logan Evans and that Seattle bullpen. Severino put together a couple good starts as of late. Still not a really good pitcher. We've seen Severino for many, many moons now. Mariners, you like to play them outside of their shitty ballpark. It's going to be really warm, 90 degrees here, 15-mile-an-hour winds blowing straight out to left field. You got to have some interest in this one. Where are you going here to round out the slate?
Yeah, I like both sides of it, actually. I prefer the A's, though, against Evans. But, man, dude, Nick Kurtz is on a level like Barry Bonds. Like, the dude is, like, unbelievable in the last, like, 15 days. He's literally 23 for 41 with an OPS of 1.868. Nades, I don't even know if I could do that shit in softball. Like, I mean, that's softball-like numbers. Like, come on. I mean, I got a video game shirt on Tecmo Bowl, and that's like video game shit. Like, that's just unbelievable, Nick Kurtz. Like,
yeah, that's the creative player where you turn all the sliders all the way down against the computer and you just have yourself a jolly good time.
You're right.
That's like Pablo Sanchez in backyard baseball. Right, numbers right there.
I mean, it's just unbelievable. But I do like the A's side of things here against Evans. I mean, we know too that for one, we already know the A's bullpen sucks balls, so we know that. So, but I'll give the Seattle bullpen isn't so bad. We'll call them barely above average. But I mean, we know this park's been yielding. It's like the new Coors Field too. So. Yeah, I like both sides of this game. Yesterday, I actually had a couple of my teams on FanDuel nades. It didn't work out because it was 3-1 last night in that game. But I had heavy Mariners and Kurtz, and even had Butler who gets thrown out trying to steal a bag. So when I knew we got through, I was like, this ain't my night. It was like the first inning. I was like, this sucks. I just had a bad vibe about it. But, I mean, I'm going to go right back to it, Nate. I like both sides, except this time I think I'm going to stack up more of the A's than I am the Mariners. Obviously, you can always play Kyle Raleigh, but yeah, I mean, we're sitting here at game total 10.5. You got the late night hammer. I might have to pull a hoop though and go to bed and wake up in the morning and see if I won. But yeah, I really like this one. I mean, how can you not try to play Nick Kurtz if you can afford him? The dude should be like
Kurtz is the best play on the slate in my opinion. A's are the best stack on the board in my opinion here.
Yeah.
I'm shoving the chips on the A's. My favorite is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not going to be that popular. There's 12 games on the slate, 24 teams to choose from. Run totals all bunched pretty close to each other, so it's not like this is so far ahead of the pack, even though it is. Then the rest that it's going to get mega chalk. I'm going to take my shot here. Butler, Kurtz. I want the lefties first. Soderstrom, Carlos Cortez at 2,800. Sure, add him in there as well. It does suck that you can only play 3 of the outfielders for them. You got to make a choice. If you're going to play Rooker, you're going to play Butler, Soderstrom now with only outfield eligible for him, Cortez. So you got to pick obviously only 3 of them if you want. But A's, my top stack of the board. Definitely have some interest in the Mariners, but I much more in on the A's side of this game. Obviously, you can always play big dumper if you want. Josh Naylor finally hit a home run in the Mariners uniform last night. But yeah, I think game stack's viable. Night slate for sure. Game stack it up. But A's definitely my top stack on the board here. Gyiraszin, we made it a little over an hour talking 12 games. Before we jump into kind of the summary, I do want to let people know August 6th, we do have a massive, massive announcement coming. We just got off a meeting. It is not something you're going to want to miss. I don't say that lightly. No other company, no other anything in this industry has done something that we are about to announce in August 6th. Don't wait. Get in now. Early bird bonus. NFL's right around the corner. You get the entire NFL season for $349, including an optimizer. Plus, you get over $500 in content of early bird bonuses, including free access to all of our premium content leading all the way up to opening day for NFL, opening Sunday there. You get a free DFS mastermind course that you see at the bottom, and then college football for the entire duration. There's really, really good contests and prize pools all college football season. You can see the comparison up there on the screen across the industry. Don't wait. Get in now. ShipItNation.com. Click the banner at the top of the screen. Get you the entire NFL season for $349. No better rate in the industry. And you get an added bonus, which will be announced on August 6th that you will not want to miss. Gyiraszin, favorite pitcher on the slate, favorite stacks on the slate. Give me your favorite stack, a sneakier stack, your favorite pitcher, kind of a lower owned pitcher, if you will, and then a home run call for the people to round it out.
All right, I'm going Glasnow, Kikuchi, and Soraka would be my favorite 3 pitchers. As far as stacks, I got Phillies, Spankies, A's, Royals, and I think the Nats might be a little sneaky. We'll even put the White Sox in there as a little sneaky. As far as home runs go, I'm going Bryce Harper. Even though Bryce Harper's like a thorn in my ass because he killed me at a live final a few years ago. But, I'm going to go with my man Bryce Harper to hit a home run today. I think the Phillies crush it.
All righty. I'm going Soroka, Kikuchi, and I'll throw in Seth Lugo up there as a pivot off the top tier arms. Luzardo's going to be higher on. Glasnow, obviously. My favorite stack on the board is the A's. Talked about them in depth. I like them a ton. I like the White Sox as some sneaky fillers. Talked about some of the Brewers as sneaky fillers. I'll throw the Royals as kind of my second favorite stack in there at their salaries. Fetty's just absolutely abysmal. Good weather tonight in Kauffman Stadium. And then for my home run call, I'm going to go back to the Brewers. I'm going to ride the hot hand. I'm going Sal Frelick. I think Sal Frelick stays hot after returning from the IL. He was murdering the baseball before he went to the IL. Came back, hit another bomb last night. Lefties against Colin Ray, murder. I'm going hometown. Sal Frelick for a home run. That's going to do it. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Helps us out a ton. Again, go to ShipItNation.com. Click the banner. Get in now. Get locked in for the entire NFL season for $349. Play less for content. Play more in DFS content. Good luck tonight in those contests. Hope to see those Ship It Nation logos at the top for Gyiraszin. I'm Nades. We'll catch you guys next time. Let's ship it.